You know your mother loves you. You know that, right? If I had a dime for every time I heard that as a child, why did people feel the need to say that when they knew that she was at a minimum mistreating me? Why? Why were they defending that? Why would you feel it's necessary to say that to a child when you know that there's something wrong? Like, is that supposed to make the child feel better? Let me tell you, it did not. It is one of the most damaging things that people would say to me when I was growing up, particularly given the fact that my mother was also gone for the better part of 4 or 5 years. And she'd come in and out here and there kind of thing. But I lived with my grandparents during those years. And that's when people really said that to me. My mother abandoned me and she loves me? Huh? You knew my mother was abusive and there were things going on. You may not have known exactly what, but you're going to tell a child who's being hurt by their mother, emotionally or otherwise, that their mother loves them in their own way. Sometimes they add that on. That only validated the fact that there was something wrong with me. Because when my mother was hurting me and she loved me and she was hurting me anyway, it was like such a confusing message. It was like, well, then I must be really bad because she loves me and she can also be mean to me and not hug me and kiss me the way other mommies kiss and hug their children. So, she loves me, but I am making her so angry that that love gets pushed on the back burner. Or is love just pain? Is that what love is? And the kisses and the hugs I'm seeing are just a part of it I don't get because I'm not good enough. It was such a confusing message. And the worst part about the message was that it kept me in a position of silence. So my abuser is telling me everybody knows that I'm damaged, that I'm sick in the head, that they can't believe that she keeps me around because like they've encouraged her to put me in, a psych ward to go see a shrink. And she would use words in such a way to make it seem like therapy was something that only really sick people did. And some of that, okay, could have been generational because back in the day, not everybody embraced therapy. I get that. But she weaponized it with intention. So this was not that. So as a little girl growing up, my mother is telling me that everybody knows that I am just a piece of garbage. People are telling me your mother loves you in her own way. And I can't tell anybody what's going on in my house because everybody thinks I'm a piece of garbage and that my mother loves me in her own way. So if I were to tell, I would really be telling on myself for being the bad child who deserves the abuse. And I'd look like a bad daughter even further because I'm telling on my mother who loves me. Never say to children what other people feel about them. If for no other reason, not just children, don't say to anyone, oh, they really love you, they really like you, they really this, they really that, unless you have proof of that in terms of seeing what their relationship is like. Not, oh, my daughter, she's so sweet, she's so wonderful, and oh, your mother talks highly of you all the time, she loves you. My mother would do certain things like that, not that nice and syrupy, but on occasion in certain, maybe something related to a talent of mine, like my musical talent, which she probably told everybody I gave up instead of telling people the truth that she put me in a school with no music program. But anyway, your mother loves you. She talks so highly of you. You don't know what's going on behind closed doors in that relationship with any person. And if somebody especially is coming to you and they are bringing concerns to you, telling them that the person who they're bringing concerns about loves them is invalidating. You've now made yourself not a safe space for that person and you've aligned yourself with someone who's probably abusing them. Avoid speaking on behalf of other people's feelings. And I'm not talking about, daddy went on a trip and you're in a healthy family dynamic and mommy says, when they're saying goodnight to their child, daddy loves you and misses you too. He couldn't make it to the phone or whatever. I'm not talking, this is not that. So before somebody comes at me, because I know somebody will, this is not that. I'm talking about other types of relationships, like an aunt in the family saying, you know, your mother loves you, when the aunt doesn't live in the household, doesn't witness that relationship firsthand, but does witness or hear the narrative being spun by that mother and should be taking up for that child. And rather than saying to that child, abuse is love, you know, saying to that child, hey, I know that you're struggling. If you need to talk, come to me. Not your mother loves you, to soften the blows of abuse. It doesn't work that way. Nothing softens the blows of abuse. Telling somebody that their abuser loves them actually hardens the blows. It makes it confusing. It makes it much more difficult. I know I said that earlier on, but I want to double down on that because it's one of those things that I experienced so much. And even with police, when I was running away from my abuser, they would say, your mother loves you. You don't know my mother. Oh, my mother, the actress who's crying, who's freaking out that her daughter's gone and so beside herself. That's what you know. You don't know. And because you said that to me, now you'll never know because I can't tell you because you've aligned yourself with my abuser. Stop telling kids and other people how other people feel about them, unless you're living directly in that household and experiencing their relationship firsthand. Otherwise, it's completely inappropriate and very damaging.